2027 political preparation is now raising momentum or eyebrows in the Republic of Kenya, as Jimmy Wanjigi decided to launch his party officially, as Paul Mwite now calling Jimmy Wanjigi to take over Gen Z's administration and lead them to protect this country and fight for their right, so that in the near future they should, or they will never regret why they decided to choose Jimmy Wanjigi. But the big question is, even before I display the video clip, do you think Jimmy Wanjigi's political party is going to beat William Ruto ahead of 2027 election?
Stations. We need to know how many Gen Zs are being denied ID cards and therefore suffering voter suppression in certain areas. This is one of the ways in which the regime reads. Point number 2, and this is to the new incoming party leadership. There are things that cannot wait until the next elections. The corruption we are witnessing cannot wait for another 2.5 years. You know, I mean, when you get 10,000 teachers going to State House and going away with the 10,000 shillings each, that is 100 million shillings in one day. Your money, taxpayers' money. Sini hapo. The issue of corruption cannot wait. The looting, because it qualifies to be called looting, not corruption, cannot wait for another 2 years. What am I saying? I am saying that the new leadership and Gen Zs need to lead maandamano tomorrow on the issue of corruption. Because this is a government that has grown immune to disclosures about corruption. They don't give a damn. We read about these exposures in the media on a daily basis. The only language they appear to understand is the language of demonstrations. Ndio hiyo. And the whole world now knows that this is the regime that sponsors goons and hooligans to interfere, which is a constitutional right. So everybody knows that. Find ways and means of leading demonstrations. That is what I would recommend, because that is not an issue that can wait at all. So focus on the elections being free and fair. There is a ruling by Maina Kiai that elections are at the polling station, not at Bomas, not at KICC, or wherever else that the regime in power might choose to host their IEBC. And I say deliberately their IEBC because the trust deficit in this IEBC is very, very low indeed. But it is for the parties that are aspiring to take over leadership as president to ensure that elections are returned from...
Honestly and sincerely speaking, what I can say about Jimmy Wanjigi is that he's a very, very great man. I know that I'm mobilizing his campaign here, no, but sometimes we ought to give someone a credit. Among all these politicians, is the only person whom these people were hiding to. When you look at Raila Odinga, it was hiding Jimmy Wanjigi's house. William Ruto sometimes interacted with him. We saw Uhuru Kenyatta. So this man has been loyal for many president, head of state. He knows them very well. He understands them very well. The problem with those head of state or very important person in us in this country is that they are conmen. They know how to play their cards. They know how to pretend that their life is in danger than hiding in Muthaiga. Anyway, back to our observation from that video. Why Paul Muite is now saying it is time for Jimmy Wanjigi to take a chance and now become a Gen Z's leader. It means that if all youth in this country votes for Jimmy Wanjigi, then William Ruto must prepare for very stiff political competition. If all these youths vote for Safina Party and they have declared that Safina Party is the best party, then I don't think if UDA is going to survive. Because right now, the one who is the leading Safina Party, who is SG in Safina Party, is this gentleman, Gen Z, Joachim. Now, Joachim was elected yesterday when this party was being launched, when they were launching the party, sorry. And Joachim is also known as a political analyst, Bunge la Wananchi, and he had been a forefront targeting Raila Odinga, opposition, and ODM. He was Raila Odinga's diehard. So, Safina Party and ODM is like brothers and sisters anyway. But I don't think if Jimmy Wanjigi is going to allow his party to support Raila Odinga or UDA. Politically speaking, this is just the beginning of the game, as Wanjigi is clearly preparing for his presidential political stage or movement by ensuring that he secured his position or dream to become the president in this country. Because after all, he had interacted with several people, he had interacted with many of them, but that does not mean that he is going to be given a presidency. But if he works smart and this party becomes strong, then Kenya's UDA administration must now prepare for a very, very political threat coming from Safina Party. And that is why Paul Muite is now saying, now because we have rushed towards them, let us grab them youth, let us take youth away from them and let them remain isolated, as these youth will be so much energetic, they will campaign for us, they will help us, they will never give up and fight for us till the end. So that is a political game or a political bombshell, as Safina Party now breaking a chain which the UDA administration had blocked, that no one should declare his race and be given such a kind of chance or a momentum for 2027 election. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what I can say about Wanjigi, and Wanjigi seems not to give up, as his eyes is set to remove William Ruto before William Ruto 2027 election. What are your take, ladies and gentlemen?